I wrote this poem soon after I lost my mother, and the only regret I have is that I didn't think and notice all these things when she was actually still with us, and it was only afterwards that I was able to actually appreciate and value everything that she actually meant to me. So I wrote this poem and I wanted to share it with you, so I hope that you do enjoy listening to it today. My mother was not of this earth. She was a beautiful soul. She was 4'6" and shrinking, though she protested she wasn't little at all, as she wore white stilettos and stretched her neck to add imaginary inches. She had the innocence of a child, tiny in stature, and yet a towering presence of kindness. She was like a perfect, unassuming sparrow, a bird, free. She sought laughter and she sought company. She was happy and at peace when she was surrounded by her loved ones, her family. She would smile and she would tell tall tales. "I can fly planes, you know," she would say, and giggle like a schoolgirl. She would burst into terrible song at inopportune times, and she would embarrass me, but I loved her anyway. My mother didn't have the privilege of going to school. She couldn't read or write. We would scribble moon and star symbols on her medicine boxes, 1 at night or 3 in the day, making sure she got it right. She would have been super smart had she been given the chance. Her tenure didn't fit her size or nature, and yet it defined her in happy memories. She didn't miss her prayers, even when she had a harsh fever, even when she could hardly stand. She had healing hands, and her prayers touched so many. My mother was pure and God's child. She would smile and say she has a guardian angel on her shoulder, keeping her safe. Maybe she was saner than all of us. She could only think literally in black or white. No colour, sarcasm, humour, it was lost on her. She felt safest with her yellow canary, Menna, who sang every day about life and a jar. My mother would take a plastic Tesco carrier bag and twist it into an intricate tea coaster, prettier than anything that could be brought in next. She could take a ball of fuzzy wool or string and without instructions transform it magically into lace. Her brow furrowed with concentration and her tongue peeking out in earnest. The icicle patterns were in her head, she said. My mother planted seeds everywhere she went. Life would grow in abundance, so visually verdant. Gardens of fresh, potent mint leaves in pots, and tubs trundling across hills and mounds of soil, escaping all ways to flourish. A viridian of baby shoots and leaves. Spinach and cilantro peeked through cracks, gems of lush colour, and the scent of moss lingered in the air for years after. Or maybe I imagined it, spreading her aroma of life's treasures. She rescued pigeons with broken wings. She would heal with tender optimism. She made them homes in empty cheese and onion Walker's crisp boxes, and she had so many. Their feathers smudged with grit and grime she would bandage gently, scattering crumbs and watch them feed, wishing them health at God's speed, so there would come the day she would set them free, healed. We watched them fly away with grace, always a little sad to be losing our new friend. That her size 3 footstep left a tender imprint. Our Amiji is everywhere, just like the seeds she scattered in her scatty way, left behind to decorate homely turf and my mother's God's earth.